Welcome to Bitmoji Fundamentals for Classrooms. My name is Laurie and I'm with the Kentucky School for the Deaf Outreach Program. In today's training, we will be learning how to create your own Google Slide Bitmoji classroom. We will learn how to set up the background, insert clip arts, insert Bitmojis, manipulate your clip art, insert safe links for students, duplicate your template. We will also use other websites to enhance your classroom and look at a Facebook community where you can learn more skills and ways to use Bitmojis in your classroom. To begin, you will need to download the Bitmoji app to your phone. Once you have that on your phone, you will then go to Google Chrome and add it to your extension. So you'll go to and open a Google Chrome web browser, and we're going to type in Bitmoji extension. Once you get to the Chrome web store, if you don't already have it installed, it will ask you to add to Chrome. Since mine's already there, it's going to have remove from Chrome, and I'm going to leave it there. Once it is added, up here in this corner, you will see the icon for Bitmoji. If you have multiple extensions, you may have to click on the extension open button in order to find it. Once you have the Bitmoji open and installed, you will get an image that looks like this. If you have a wheel bar on your mouse, you'll be able to scroll through the Bitmojis. If you don't have the wheel bar on your mouse, you'll have to scroll other ways. There's a couple other ways you can do this. If you have a touch screen, you can use your two fingers on your screen to move it up and down. If you don't have a scroll wheel or a touch screen, you can click on the first picture and then use your up and down arrows on your keypad to move through the Bitmoji. Okay, once you're ready with your Bitmojis, you are ready for this training. Please stop this video and install the Bitmojis if you need to at this time. Okay, the first thing you will need to do is you will need to create a slide for your Bitmoji classroom. So once again, you're going to open Google and go to your drive. You want to start a new slide. You're going to name this whatever you want your classroom to be called. So you might want to put your name. If you want, you can put Mrs. or Mr. Okay, so this is a place where you're going to get to play and create your own classroom. If you already have a classroom created and want to play with it some more and learn some new skills by utilizing it, you're welcome to open that at this time. Use that as well. During this session, I would hope that you will pause the video periodically so you can go play in your classroom and work on building it as you learn each new skill. So for the purpose of this training, I'm going to head back to our slide and we're going to click on a clean page, which is similar to what you have when you start. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to build a background for you can delete what's already on the page by selecting over them and just hit delete. The background, you're going to go up and hit the background button. We're going to choose an image and we're going to look for a floor wall background. There's a bunch of backgrounds you can scroll through. Once again, if you don't have a scroll button, you may have to select on an image and then use your up and down button on your keyboard. Let's go through here. I'm going to pick an image that we want to use for our classroom. We're going to pick this one today. All right. So the good thing about having a background is you can build all over it and it's not going to move anywhere. No matter what you do, it is permanently attached in your background. So now the first thing we're going to add is we're going to go find some objects to add to our classroom because it's looking pretty blank. So we're going to go up and we're going to insert, and we're going to pick an image. Let's search the web. One thing we want is we want to have images that don't have a white around them. They have a transparent background. And you can do this by typing in what item you're looking for and then putting the word transparent behind it, or vector. Vector will also help you find transparent items. So let's find a desk. And I'm going to use vector today. Okay, so let's grab it and we're going to put it in over here. And it looks a little big, so I'm going to just grab the corner and make it a little bit smaller so it's not taking up so much room. We kind of want it off to the side. You can move it off and then this part of the desk won't be shown. So you'll just be seeing what's on the screen. Okay, while we're here, we're going to find a teacher's chair to go with it. And notice I also use the word vector. So let's pick this one. I'm going to put it over in our image. And even though we picked vector, that one did not have a clear background. So at this time, we're not going to use that one. Let's go see if we can find another one. I'm going to put office in front of it and see if maybe that will change some of ours. Let's try this one. I like that one. All right, that one is transparent behind it. Let's make it a little bit smaller. And we're going to put it over there. If you want to flip the directions of an item, you can go in and rotate it and flip horizontally. And that way it kind of matches the desk which way you want to go there. Just size it, resize it. So if you would, pause your video and go in and find some images of items that you would like in your classroom and manipulate them, and then come back and join the video. All right, the next thing we'd like to do is show how you're going to enter your Bitmoji into the classroom, which would be an image of yourself. So we're going to come up, and you may have to click on the extensions, or if this Bitmoji is up in the corner, you can just go ahead and directly click on it, and we're going to open that up. Whenever we search in our Bitmojis, if you're wanting yourself just standing there, the keyword for that is pose, and it will have you doing all kinds of fun things. So since this is our opening page, I'm going to welcome the students in. Let's do waving. There you are, waving to your class. Okay, once you are in your classroom, there's a few things we can do with our Bitmoji. We can crop it get rid of all this extra space around here, and that's going to be important later because once we start putting images together on top of each other, it's going to be hard to select a single image if you got a lot of overlapping excess area. So how we're going to do that is we're going to double click it, and we're going to grab these bars and bring them in. And we're going to tighten them up as much as we can just to get rid of all that extra space around our Bitmoji. Okay, once you have her cropped in, then you can just click on the outside space and you will see it will move the bars around your Bitmoji. If we want her to wave using the other hand, we'll simply do like we did our desk chair. You're going to right click and rotate and flip her horizontally and she will wave the other direction. So later as we add more images and you can decide which way you want your Bitmoji to wave. For now I think I'm going to leave her that direction. Next, I'm going to show you how to group items. If you're wanting to move things around, say we're wanting to decide we want the desk and the chair both move, but we don't want to move them each individually, you can select over them and group them together. Then we're going to go up and put Arrange and Group. Now these items become one item, so when you move one, the other one's going to move. This will help when you set up your classroom and say you have several items on your desk and you want them all to move together. Instead of have to individually move each individual item, you can just put them together as a grouping and then they will always move together. Okay, next we're going to show some animation. And how we're going to do that is we're going to first find a window. So we're going to go back to Insert and Image from the web. We're going to find us a window for our classroom. And we want one with some transparency, so we're going to also use the word vector or transparent here. Let's pick this as a pretty plain window. We're going to bring it in, and as you can see, we have the bricks in behind. Maybe let's shorten it up a little bit. Now, we would want an outside image, so I would like to get one that maybe has some animation, maybe a sunrise. So I'm going to use a program called Jiffy, and let's look for a sunrise. All right, who doesn't enjoy a good beach scene? Let's go over and pick that. You can look through there. Oh, I like this one. How about let's do that one? That looks nice and cheery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it and open it up. We're going to copy the link. And this middle link, the GIF link, is the one that we want to use. So we're going to copy that link. Then we're going to head back to our classroom. Let's click off the window. We're going to come over here and we're going to insert an image. And we are going to do it by a URL. And we're going to paste the URL in there. And we're going to hit insert. Now, as you can see, that's a little too big. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to crop it down a little bit. Maybe squish it in. So once we have our animation that we want, we're going to put it inside our window. But as you notice, since we did that second in the window first, it's going to set in front of it. So what we'll need to do is order our image. So we're going to right click on it, select order, and we're going to send it back. So now the sun is outside jumping up and down. If I don't want the window to be the main object and I want to move them and want to move them together, I'm going to select all of it together, and then we are going to go back and group it by selecting Arrange, Group, and then I can move it and put the window over my desk. All right, so now we have our window and our desk. Next, we are going to look at how you can modify images. So you can go and find an image and upload it. For example, if I wanted maybe a rug on the floor, but I went in and I looked and I couldn't find a good rug, or I had a specific one that I'd seen and I want, say, an ABC rug. So we could go in and search Google Images for an ABC rug and look, see if we can find one we like. Maybe we like this rug. Now, these rugs and these pictures are not copyrighted. They are copyrighted, and so we don't encourage you selling any of these pictures or images them, but you are welcome to use them for your own personal use. So for example, if we like this rug, we could come in and we could save the image, and we're going to save it to our computer, which puts it right down here. Then we're going to use a program to modify this, because if we bring that into our classroom and insert it in here, which actually we can just pull it and drop and drag, it doesn't look much like a rug. So what I want to do is I'm going to modify it to make it lay down. And we do this by using a program called LunaPic. So we're going to upload our rug. Hmm, that wasn't it. Let's try that again. So we're going to, okay, let's do that again. So once we have our picture, we are going to save our image, and we're going to go in and give it a name. Say ABC rug. And we're saving it to our computer, so just kind of know where you've saved it to. That way we can find it. Then we're going to use a program called LunaPic. It's lunapic.com. This is a free to use program. So we're going to upload our image. You need to go to where you have your image saved, and we're going to open it. All right, so here we have our image. So what we need to do with this rug is adjust the perspective of it. We want it to look like it is lying on the floor. In order to adjust the perspective, we're going to come over here and adjust and find perspective. It will put these 4 red dots in the corner, and what you're going to do is simply grab them and lay your rug down on the floor to where it looks good to you. Okay, once you think your rug looks good and looks like it'll be laying flat on the floor, we're going to hit apply to get rid of the red dots. And as you can see, it changed it. Any of this checkered board pattern means that it is transparent, so we can use it this way. Sometimes when you have an image, it'll leave some white around it, depending on what the image is saved. If it would do that, which this one didn't, you can adjust that and make it transparent by clicking on Edit and Transparent Background, and then any of the white that's left on there, you can click on that and it will change that to a transparent background. But we have this one ready to use, so I'm going to save it, and it takes it down here and puts it on my work bar. So we're going to head back to our classroom, and I'm simply going to grab it and drop it in our room. All right. If I don't like the size of it, I can just grab, make it a little bit bigger. If I decide that I don't want it on top of the chair, I'm going to click on it. We're going to order and we'll send it back. Or I may just have to bring that one forward. There we go. That way it looks like the chair is on the rug. So there we have it. We've put an image in it. We've modified it to make it look like it fits in our classroom. Okay, another neat program that I would like to show you is you can remove the background from images. For example, if you find a Bitmoji that you want to use but you don't like the words that it's saying, you can go in, find the Bitmoji, and modify it. So let's do this one. I'm going to right click on it and we're going to save the image. I'd already had that one, so it is already saved in my file, but you can go ahead and save it to where you want it. Then we're going to go to this program called Remove BG. Just remove.bg. This is another free one for you to use. You do have to sign into it, but it is free to use. So we're going to upload our program and open it. So we can see our image there. Once again, this one has already got some transparency in the background. So we're going to edit our image. And they've already started removing it for us, but we're going to click over here on Erase. And then this will change the size of our eraser. So you can just go over and simply erase what you don't want. If you accidentally erase something that you do want, you can hit Restore. And you can go back and fill in whatever it is you accidentally erased. So once you have your image looking like you want it, we're going to hit Download and download the image, which also takes it down here into this bar. We will head back to our classroom and we're going to bring that image in. So now here we are without the butterfly, but still with the net. And we've just simply removed part of an image. And I'm going to get rid of that. Next, we're going to look at adding audio files to your Bitmoji classroom. We're going to use another free program called Zapsplat. That's zapsplat.com. In here, there are thousands and thousands of free video audio clips. We're going to do a bird. So you can search for a bird, and then on the left you'll see over here, somehow lost my search. Over on the left you will see preview. So you can just click on these and you'll hear the different sounds. Once you find the sound that you want, you're going to click on MP3 and we're going to download the MP3, which will come over here. Now, because this is an external website, it will not load directly back into our classroom because it will give you an error. So what you'll need to do is move it into your Google Files. So you're going to go up and go into your Google Drive and put it in a file. I have a file already called Audio Clips for the Classroom, but if you need to create a file to put your audio clips in, you can go to New, click on Folder, and whatever you want to name it, you can go ahead and name it. I'm going to go ahead and use the one I have, and you simply are going to drag it and put it in there. It will upload to your Google Drive. Once it's in Google Drive, you can head back to the classroom and we're going to insert and we're going to do some audio. You need to make sure you're on your audio drive. Select your bird, and you're going to bring it in. As you can see, the audio clip has a little speaker on it, and it will play that sound file. Kind of an annoying little bird, but with that you have all this different format options that you can do. You can have it where you do it on click, or automatically when you enter this room it can start playing. Since it's a short little clip of 6 seconds, if you want you can set it to be on a loop so it will continue the whole time you're in there. We're going to have it where it's going to be on the click, so I'm going to leave it there. Another neat thing we can do is if we want a picture of a bird, we can right click on that and we can replace the image. We're going to search the web. We're going to do bird and vector again. That way we get a bird that has a transparent background. So you can look and find a bird image that you want. I think we're going to take this one, and then we're going to replace the speaker with this bird image. Make it bigger if you want. Now when the students click on the bird, it's going to play our bird sound. Next, if you as a teacher would like to say something to your class, you can also record your voice. We have another free program called Vocaroo. That's VOCAROO.com. And when you use this, you can record your voice. And you'll do that simply by hitting the record button. The first time you use this, it'll pop up and ask if Vocaroo can have permissions to use your microphone, and you'll need to give it permissions. So when you're ready, you're simply going to hit the record button. Good morning, class. Welcome to your virtual classroom. You'll hit the square when it's done if you want to hear what you recorded. Good morning, class. Welcome to your virtual classroom. Once you have the voice clip what you want it to be, you're going to save and share. Download it, and it's going to bring it down here. Once again, since it is from an outside site, we're going to have to bring it back into our audio clips file. So we're going to put it in here with our bird and head back to our classroom. Insert, audio, and it will pop up here in just a moment. There it is. Select on it, and we're going to bring it into the classroom. Now, since the teacher's saying this, it would be nice for us to have a word bubble above our head. And in Google Slides, you can click on Shapes, and it's called a call out. So we'll go and select a call out that we want to use and put it wherever we want it. If you want, you can switch the side that the little tail is on, and then you can put that inside the word box. But because we had selected it first, it's going to be in the back. So this would be a good place to use our ordering. We're going to right click, order. We're going to send the call out, our word bubble, to the back so that we can see our speaker. Might want to make it a little bit bigger so it's a little more noticeable as well. Now when the students click on the word bubble, they're going to hear your voice. Good morning, class. Welcome to your virtual classroom. And that is how we put audio clips in our Bitmoji classroom. Next, we're going to work on video clips in the classroom. And we're going to borrow video from YouTube. So just to save time, I'm going to go into our Live Binder, and we're going to pick some ASL storytelling clips off of YouTube. So here's 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. We're going to use that one. And we are going to pick share and copy the link. And head back to our classroom. So we're going to insert a video and we're going to put it there. And I had already had it there. Whenever you do that, you're just going to hit search. Once it brings it up, you'll select on it. And it's going to put it in your room. Now this is a direct link, so you don't have to worry about it going to advertisements or anything like that because we're embedding it in our classroom. But if you want to insert just a link, for example, if maybe you wanted a bookshelf or you wanted to lay a book here on the floor and you wanted to insert a link to that book, you wouldn't want to do it to go directly to YouTube because in regular YouTube you could get a lot of advertisements for other stuff on the side and that might be inappropriate for our children. We're going to use another program called Safe YouTube, which can be found at safeyoutube.net. But before we do that, we're going to put the book on the floor. One of the easiest ways I've found to make a book cover is if you go to the video you're watching and just go through it until you see a good place to copy and make a clip that you want for the book. So I've already clipped it here. Then you're just going to copy it and then head back to your classroom and you're going to hit paste and resize it down to be the size of a book laying there on the floor. All right, so now we have our book cover. Next, we want to find our saved link. So we're going to go to our video and once again, make sure you have that copied to your clipboard. We're going to go to the Safe YouTube link and paste that link there and generate a new link. Copy that link, and that's going to be the link we're going to embed onto our book. So while it is selected, we're going to insert a link and put our safe YouTube URL there and hit apply. So now anytime they select on that book, they're going to be going to that safe YouTube. Now that we have some content of our classroom created, there's some other helpful things we could do. If you want to stick with that same classroom and create a new page or new content, you can simply select over here and you can duplicate the slide. That way the template and all that background stuff is still there. And then on your new page, you can simply take off the items you don't want and you are ready to make a new room or new activities. Once you are finished and your classroom is ready to share, there's a couple ways you can do this. You can come up to share and then you can get a link, but once again, you want to make sure it's not restricted to specific people unless that's what you're wanting. Generally, you will want to give anyone with the link permission. That way, if they are using mom's Google account or something else, they can still access it. So you switch it to anyone with the link and can access it and copy that link. And then you will go to your email and share that link with whoever or whatever platform you are using to share information. Another thing that you could do is you could come up to File and you can publish to the web. This makes it a little more clean. When you publish, it's going to have all your links and everything already active for them so that they don't have to go into present mode. You're going to copy this link. So while it's selected, you'll hit Control C, and then that will be the link that you share. That pretty much concludes most of the items you need to know in order to create your classroom. Now I would like to share with you a few other things. First being a Facebook community that is made just for educators that are out there creating fun things. You have to ask permission to join, and once you're accepted in, you can see all the different things that other teachers are doing on their Bitmojis, different rooms that they have created, and give you just different ideas of things to do. And while we're talking about ideas, here's some awesome things that you might want to consider doing. Here is, you can add links to your daily recorded lessons. So if you want to record your voice to your lessons, you can just have those set up, and that way your students get familiar with your voice. You can recreate PE class. You can have a link opened up for not only the students to be able to view, but also for them to be able to put their Bitmoji into. That way, as a group, you can see each other and all be in the same class together. This is a good way to make assignments. You can give yourself a whiteboard or chalkboard and then just have them click on their daily assignments. You can make a library, have a bookshelf where it's the different books that you would like them to have access to. You could do an art class or messages. Then when you click on those, generally they will pop up or give more information or take you to other locations. You can make a site or a page that will show how they can get extra credit if they need it. You can have an art studio where they create different artworks, and you can open it up and have them put all of their artwork in a classroom together. You can give them reminders and instruction videos of how to use different items in the room. Here's a virtual music class. Here is a cafe just to sit around and enjoy each other's company. You can have a page that tells what they can do whenever they have some downtime while you're helping another student. This teacher actually took her classroom and recreated it. That way when the students come into her classroom, they already feel like they know the whereabouts of it a little bit. This would be a place you could take pictures of actual posters and things on your walls and clip them and put them in your classroom. If you want them to get the feel that you're at home, you can actually make a living room, a copy of your living room. It's always important to make your kids feel welcome and loved, even if they are on the screen. So hearing your voice and just having welcoming videos and your emoji welcoming them. Here is a Starbucks cafe. That's a cute idea. You can add students' artwork. I think we've kind of seen a little bit of that before. If you have younger kids, you could add links to songs or routines, procedures for students and parents to check out and see. This is going to be your younger kids where the parents are also working along with them. You can make a banner, a music class. You can create a class photo. So you could take your students and have them send you your Bitmoji or open up a document that they can share their Bitmoji, and you can arrange them all so that they're all together and create a class photo. There's more interactive books. This teacher's taking a dance break. You can remind your students to stay healthy, procedures for staying healthy? This is a fun one. You can have the students add their pets that they have at home or the pets they would like to have into a classroom. Field trip. You could take a field trip to places. There are several links online that have virtual field trips. You could create a theme. I've seen some Disney themes, and this one just so happens to be a Star Wars theme. It's very important to stay in touch with your children's moods and their emotional health while they're at home. So you might develop a way to check in on their mood. And that pretty much concludes this training video. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day.